Good afternoon, and welcome to More Meets the Eye. I'm your host, Blind Prime, back from vacation. For my vacation, I sat around the house and listened to audiobooks. I love me some audiobooks. And around last Thursday, I started wanting to do the YouTube, but you know, when you're taking a break, it's important to take a break, and you keep at that break for a little while, so that when you can come back to your project, you're refreshed and you're ready to do stuff. And I am ready and rearing. So let's have at it today. We have got Commander Class Optimus Prime from Armada to talk about. I don't know about the rest of you, but I've been waiting on this figure for a while. I never got the Optimus Prime from Armada. When Armada came out, that was whenever they just kind of did away with the rubber wheels, and I was kind of a purist back then. And so I was like, nah, screw that mess. They don't have rubber wheels. I'll continue collecting my alternators because they have rubber wheels. I still to this day like rubber wheels. It's kind of why Beachcomber is probably going to make best figure of the year, because I'm biased when it comes to some vinyl or rubber wheels. I just like that texture. I like that feel, and it annoys me when they don't have it. Once again, no rubber wheels, but it's okay because I did want this figure, but I never got it. I was in the middle of high school, and then I went on and did college stuff, so it just never came up, and I missed out. But I'm not missing out this time, and actually, this is better. I don't like noises, and I don't like bells and whistles on the. I just want it to be, a 3D puzzle, and that's it. And I'll transform the 3D puzzle. So I'm a fan of doing away with electronics. I enjoy it more, but I am a minority in that, I think. But oh, Snowcap, my roommate's cat. Anyway, so today we're going to talk about Armada Optimus Prime, and we're going to start coming back from vacation on the right end of things with an amazing figure, and this thing is really cool. So let's do some comparison with the Hotshot, wherever I put Hotshot. Hotshot, where did you go? Here you are. Hotshot. All right, so here's Hotshot here, and we can put Hotshot on top of the trailer. You can actually just have him chill out back here. He actually rests really well up there. I don't know if that's supposed to happen, but the grooves are perfect for Hotshot just to kind of chill up there, and that's pretty neat. So you can just set him on top of the trailer, and these little winglets on either side of the trailer up here really do a good job of holding him in place. Look at that. Look at that. He's not going anywhere. That's something that I don't know if anyone's really talked about. But comparing him here on the side, he goes from the back of the trailer all the way to the back of the rear wheel of Optimus Prime's truck mode. And can he drive underneath the stupid thing on the side of the truck? Yes, he can. Isn't that neat? No, he can't. Oh no, his spoiler gets in the way, and it'd rip off his spoiler. But that's still wow. Kind of gives you the idea of how far off the ground this weird rectangle chunk is on the side. And let's remove the trailer and get a nice comparison of. Okay, so when taking the trailer off, you can come over here and you can unfold his footsie wootsies. So let's get those unfolded. There's one, and then here's the other one. They're on either side of these big rectangle chunks on the side. Don't worry. To all of you who lack vision, who want this, I will explain to you how to put this stuff together, because the trailer doesn't come with the trailer hitch installed. You have to do that yourself. So pull out those toes, and they work as a kind of a support for it, but not a good one. And now come over here. Actually, we'll just set the trailer down there, give myself enough space to work on. So if we put Hotshot on the back of Optimus Prime, he covers up the entire trailer area that the trailer would go on, and is just barely, he's longer than this back area. So the trailer hitch area for the semi-truck is almost as long as a deluxe class figure. Here's a nice little comparison of them right there, and there we go. He comes up to be halfway through the smokestacks for Optimus Prime there. And then in the front, Optimus Prime and him. Optimus Prime is wider than him. Hot Rod here, not Hot Rod, I keep saying Hot Rod. Hotshot here is the common 8-stud wide variant that we have seen with deluxe figures and some Voyager class figures. They like to stay on the 8-stud wide. Prime here, though, he is 10 studs wide. Yeah, the entire thing is 10 studs wide. And truck-wise, he is a very cartoonish truck. He is definitely anime truck. We've got a, the truck bit on the front with these, the vents on the front of the truck, but they're really wide, and there's not that many. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of them, counting the hinge one at the bottom. So that's something that was like, okay, well that's just anime. That's animation stuff. Uh, the bumper is made of 3 parts: one a left-hand side one, a right-hand side one with the headlights. But the headlights are actually part of the truck itself, but the bumpers do move around on their own. And then the center bumper, and the engineers did something really clever and amazing here, and I love it when they do. They put they made the hinge for this front piece, because this front of the truck moves around on its own hinge, and that hinge becomes part of the bumper. So the rounded bit that the bumper has on the very front is actually the hinge. So thumbs up to you, engineers. Good job. I love it whenever they do that. Now here on the front of the truck kind of feels like the normal front of a truck, except the wheel wells are really wide. The best way I can say about this truck, description-wise, is if you take a regular Freightliner truck and oh, I think, do I even have one? I do. Let me see if he's transformed or not. If he's in his vehicle mode, then this will work out very well as a nice little comparison, because I have G2 Optimus Prime somewhere in here. And if G2 Optimus Prime and him work together, look at that. First transformer I touched, it was G2. Oh my god. But there's some. There we go. All right. First transformer I grabbed was G2 Optimus Prime. This is great. We can do a nice little comparison with these two, and I can show you exactly what I'm talking about, and use it as a visual aid, and also do my best to describe what I'm talking about. So here we've got a regular Freightliner truck, and then here we have the Optimus Prime from Armada Freightliner truck. Now, funny thing enough, weirdly enough, the Leader Class Optimus Prime Freightliner G2 is longer than this, but the G2 Freightliner Optimus is definitely skinnier. So what it feels like happened here is that you took this truck here, the G2, and you just put your hand on it and you shoved it down. Not much, but just enough to make everything about this flatten out a bit on the sides, and that's what it feels like here. It feels like a really cool Freightliner that somebody took, just a hand to and smushed it down, and went, yeah, that's even better. So it's just a smushed down version of a G2, and we get over here on the side. There's no way that a driver could actually get in there between the wheel well and the smokestacks to get into this vehicle mode, which is a bit on the annoying side. There's a lot of space right behind the smokestacks hands that could be used. There's like 2 fingers worth of space there that they could have brought everything back just a little bit to allow a little more space between the wheel well and the smokestacks, to kind of give the impression that a 1-inch scale human could walk in there and sit down. And I think that is a missed opportunity, because here on G2 Guy, you've got that. You've got that amount of space, just the amount of space necessary. Basically 1 finger's worth of space between the wheel well. Actually, that's almost 2 fingers worth of space between the wheel well and that smokestack. So let's set G2 Guy over here and continue talking about this wonderful figure. Now, the wheels are really wide, but it comes down here to a really nice hitch area, really flat. The textures are amazing. It feels like a very solid truck. This guy is actually very weighty, and nothing about him flops, except maybe the wheels on the rear a little bit, but that's it. The smokestacks are little guns that you can remove, so if you want to make him into an electric vehicle, have at it. He doesn't need smokestacks. The very top of him is something fun. That's a engraved Autobot signal, and I love the fact it's an engraved Autobot signal. I just wish that the trailer had engraved Autobot symbols on it, but they're not engraved, and that is a missed opportunity. I remember hearing a rumor that there was a removable Autobot symbol that you could move around, but I didn't find one in the box, which I was sad about. So that is the truck mode. There's not really much more to talk about. It rolls nicely. It's got some great textures to it. The windshield doesn't have a bar in the center, so it's just one solid windshield going all the way across. And it's very wide on the front for a Freightliner, but that's, like I said, smushed down. Everything's just squeezed to the sides, kind of like you're watching an old movie that was made for square televisions on a big widescreen television. It's that impression, like everything gets a little squeezed to the sides and a little shorter on top. So let's put him to the side, and quickly I'm going to explain to you, and I'm trying to do this as quick as possible, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to explain to you how to take this trailer and attach this hoist to it. So let's deattach it first. To deattach it, let's go ahead and fold these little feetsies back in. You want to grab each of these rectangles in one hand each, and then you just kind of want to twist them a little bit. So you just want to pull them away from each other, but you can only do, one is enough. Then you can use that to kind of wiggle the other one out if you want to. There it goes. Excellent. And then you're going to take and we're going to slide this up. We can if we want. I think that's kind of neat that you can do that. Just have it come up. But we're going to pull it out entirely. And then we're going to put these pieces back so that it is exactly like it is when you pull it out of the box, so that you know what to do. I spent a couple of hours trying to figure this out myself, watching a bunch of YouTubers, and nobody described it well. No. But that's what I'm here for. That's the niche I'm filling here on YouTube. All right, now that you have the trailer exactly how it is, you're going to get the trailer, you're going to get this thing, and this thing is this weird feeling thing. It's got the trailer hitch on it that's too big to hold in anything's hands, even super modes. I don't understand why they did that. Over here, because the other trailers have all been 5mm, and this could have totally been a 5mm and worked also as a handle for this cool gun. That is a fail. It comes over, it's got these two barrels in the center, and they have these two little vertical pegs that stick up that I haven't figured out if they plug into anything or not. And it comes down here to a moving part, and then you've got this longer bit that's on the end of its own hinge, and it's got grooves cut into the sides of it, and a big old 5mm port. And then you have not a big old 5mm port, that's more like a 10mm port, or peg. Then you have a siege port in the center of it, and that's where we're going to put our Optimus Prime gun, so it sticks out from the front of the trailer. And so that's that thing described. So now we come over here to this. When you get this in your hands out of the box, it's going to be a trailer that feels normal. You're going to have normal sides and everything. So to change it up, though, you're going to want to fold out these pieces. So these pieces I'm talking about are at the very front, and they're a bit weird. They don't cover the top. The top of the trailer won't move at all. This little bit that folds up and down, that's part of the heel, won't move at all. So you don't move any of that. What you're going to move is what's below it. So use your finger and find this groove. You can trace it with your fingernail. It goes all the way up the side and around and down. And then we're going to explain to you how to get those pieces out. So feel your hand down the side and find where that Autobot symbol is. It may not be etched, but it does protrude out, and it's actually a latch. So you want to put your thumbnail or fingernail under the edge of it, and the hinge to open it, the hinge is actually right next to the rear of the trailer. So it will open towards the back of the trailer, and then you will pull this panel up that's next to it that it was holding in place, and now this entire leg section, because this trailer is just two giant legs, will fold down. Now that that section's folded down, put your hand on the interior and find this big rectangular groove in there. And that's where your thumb's going to fit, and you can actually use that to leverage out this entire section. And then it's going to go on a bar hinge and fold outwards. Okay? So that is that. You can actually have it fold outward really far in that piece. Yeah, but we'll talk about that when we talk about the basement. So you want to just lock it into place, fold it out like that, but don't lock it into place too much because we're going to need it to be loose to attach the other piece. So we're going to go ahead and fold that bit back up in there, close that section on the side, and then close the Autobot symbol on top of it to lock it in. Now we're going to come down here to this other side, use your thumbnail to pull that Autobot symbol out, fold the door open, bring the leg down, Then grab this side of the mode and find that groove, use it to pull that piece out, and then slide this big rectangle chunk out from the leg off to the side. There we go. And we're not going to touch this top bit at all. Actually, this flap will fold forwards to hide stuff, but not yet. Now, before putting this leg back together, let's go ahead and make our lives easier by attaching this stuff. So what we want to do is start with this grooved end that has the big old port at the end. You want to bring that down and slide that in between these grooves that you can feel between these legs. There's this big old groove going down, and it ends in a big old porthole. So we're just going to line that up and slide it down. Hopefully we don't screw up. So, right, so there we go. Hey, come on. If you need to unfold the legs a little bit to get at it, you can if you keep one unhinged. An unhinged leg. Talk about restless leg syndrome. Come on now. Fit, you stupid thing. There it goes. Okay, so there's that piece in. Now let's go ahead and close the leg back up. Okay, now on this big hingy piece that we just installed, right underneath the gun area, you can feel it like flares out to either side, and it ends in a rectangular port. So we're going to plug our there is on the rectangle piece that we pulled out of the trailer a little port hole, a little rectangular port. That's going to fit right snugly in there. And then we're going to go to the other side, and we're going to line that up there. So there we go, lined it up, there we are, and there we are, that side too, and that side, there we go, lined up. Now let's come down here and let's go ahead and reattach that Autobot signal to make sure it's as stiff as, it's not going to fall apart on us. It's very solid once you get it together. And let's bring out Optimus. Here's the Optimus, and let's throw it down. Now sadly, because this is a big old port, Optimus here is the only guy who can carry the trailer, which is a shame. Now that this is done, we can go ahead and fold these pieces down to cover that trailer hole, cover the gappage, so that all's left is just this big gun, and he can just shoot people with. It's wild. It's crazy. I love it. All right, now to finish out the video, let's do some size comparisons. So because Motormaster's taller, we're going to put Optimus Prime towards the front. Bring out Motormaster here. Use another Commander class. I don't want to bring Skylinks out from inside the city, and I don't want to mess with jet fighters. So we've just got Motormaster and Hot Rod here. So Motormaster, lining them up. Motormaster and Optimus Prime here are basically the same length. Isn't that weird? Yeah, they're almost the same length. But Motormaster's taller, vehicle mode-wise, and trailer is also taller than Prime's trailer. But width-wise, Prime has it on Motormaster. Just pick them up here and kind of do a little comparison there. Here we go. Yeah. Prime definitely has it on the Motormaster when it comes to width, at least for the truck mode. Trailers are about the same, except for these giant rectangles that stick out from the sides. So let's set Motormaster off to the side. We'll put him in front real quick, just for those of you with eyes, so you can have a little eye candy. Like, ooh. All right, so that's for y'all. Now let's set him off to the side, and let's bring out Hot Rod here. And I'm just going to get rid of that smokestack too. There we go. Hot Rod here is longer than Optimus Prime and longer than Motormaster. And Optimus Prime's trailer is taller than Hot Rod's trailer, and Optimus Prime is taller than Hot Rod. So there's that. Optimus Prime's at least taller than somebody out here, but barely taller than Hot Rod. So let's move this around. These guys here. And there's that size comparison there as well. There we go. Yeah, that looks nice. That is wonderful. I am loving this Commander class vehicle, and I think my overall rating of this, because of the fact that these things are huge, and the fact that the trailer hitch doesn't fit anything but this Prime, and these and this little area at the front where the smokestacks and the wheel well are too close together, nitpicking a little bit, but I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 in vehicle mode. Like, it could have been a little better in some places, but for the most part, it's a decent vehicle mode. Tune in for the rest of the week as I will cover robot mode, base mode, how to transform it, and of course, super mode. And then on Friday, we're going to talk about something special before getting into the Braille numbers. So it's going to be a very important week, a very good week, a week filled with videos. So keep tuned in and hit that notification bell. Like, share, and subscribe, please. And comment below and tell me what you think of Armada Optimus Prime. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching. Until next Prime, bye bye for now.